kaibigan, welcome to In My Toolbox, your go-to channel for business, finance, sales, marketing, and everything in between. So whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, or simply someone eager to sharpen your skills, or even to be the smartest person in the room if you want that, right? This is where we unpack the tools that you need to succeed. Each episode, mga kaibigan, we dive deep into proven strategies, actionable insights, and expert advice to help you navigate this fast-paced world of business. From mastering sales technique and decoding marketing trends to financial literacy and cultivating a growth mindset. Well, guys, we cover it all here. Plus, we explore valuable insights from the educated world, ensuring that you're always equipped with knowledge that matters. Think of this show as your personal toolbox, stocked with resources, tips, and inspiration that you need to tackle all of these challenges, grow your business, and reach your goals. A quick disclaimer, mga kaibigan, the information shared here is for general information purposes only and should not be considered as a professional advice. I'm not a tax advisor, I'm not a lawyer, or even a financial professional. For personal guidance, please consult a qualified professional in the relevant field. So, if you're ready to level up, hit subscribe, hit like, and let's build something extraordinary together. Again, my name is Enrico. I'm an economist, financial professional, business consultant, and of course, your resource. I welcome you to In My Toolbox. All right, mga kaibigan, I have actually a good topic for all of us today. We're going to be tackling, I think I can consider this a super important topic, something that affects every Filipino family here in the US. Madalas nating pinag-uusapan all of our dreams, for our family. But we seldom talk about paano natin matutupad siya? How are we going to be getting it, right? So, especially when it comes to money. So, many Filipinos in the U.S., we all work long hours. Sometimes, we have 2 or even maybe 3 jobs just to keep up with the expenses that we have. We do everything for our families. I know, I'm so certain about that. But, while we support our loved ones, we often forget about securing our own, securing our own financial future. So, if we don't take control of our finances, let me ask you this: who will take care of us when the time comes? Have you actually even thought about that? If you don't control, our finances or your finances, who's going to take care of you when the time comes? So most of us that came to the U.S., we came here for a reason, of course. Number one, to build a better life. Okay? And this better life, we give it to our children. All of these opportunities that we never had when we were growing. And then, of course, achieve financial stability. But guys, mga kaibigan, without proper financial education, we can easily fail into the trap of living paycheck to paycheck. Narinig na natin, we heard that before. Living paycheck to paycheck. And if that's the case, we never gonna get truly ahead of getting ahead. So that's why today, mga kaibigan, I wanna break down real and practical and actionable money moves for Filipino families here in the US, So, of course, when we do that, definitely you'll enjoy life without financial stress. Sarap, right? Or save for the future while still helping our loved ones. That's so good, right? So, and of course, achieve financial stability. And again, as I mentioned, we need to stop living paycheck to paycheck, right? So, why does many Filipino families nga pala struggle in saving money? So, let's just, when I ask that question, I think of, number one, the padala culture and our financial obligations to our families in the Philippines. Many Filipinos kasi, here in the US, we feel obligated to send money home, right, regularly. And this thing, it can actually drain our savings. Helping family, I know, it's important, but it should not come at the expense of our financial security. So there's difference. I know sometimes we feel good helping our families in the Philippines, right? But you have to also think about your own financial security. Sending money without a a structured plan, it will actually lead to unnecessary financial stress. If you're in that situation, let me ask you, do you feel that stress? But you have to set a fixed monthly remittance budget that ensures that you can help your loved ones while still saving for yourself. That's actually a good solution. Just make sure that you have a set fixed monthly remittance. So after that, you can actually think for yourself. So instead of giving cash, maybe another thing is investing in small business in the Philippines where they can actually pull some money, right? Or you can actually invest that in real estate in the Philippines, and which can actually provide a longer term financial stability for our relatives back home, right? Or let's talk about, another thing. Filipino fiesta mentality and celebrations. Yung YOLO ba? You only live once, right? So, Filipinos love celebrations. So, dapat, we have to celebrate it magarbo. Birthday, fiestas, Christmas, and reunions. I understand. These are all special occasions. But again, not to the expense of your financial security. These events kasi often lead to overspending because we love to share. That's our culture, But sometimes we forget that we have this tendency of overspending. Many people use credit cards, or they borrow money just to afford a grand celebration. Planning ahead through a sinking fund, maybe, think about that, the sinking fund, it can actually help you on your celebrations when it's time to celebrate. And because there's already money set aside, specifically for that celebration or for that event. So you already set them aside. So instead of taking out loans or using credits, you have to start saving a small amount monthly for that upcoming occasion. See? Or let's talk about, how about lack of financial education? Many Filipinos rely on cash flow without long-term financial planning. In fact, when I was little, I still remember, I only spend the cash that I have on hand, And ngayon kasi, we actually have credit cards, right? And we can borrow money and then we spend it all. So that's actually not a good long-term financial planning. Concepts, again, such as credit scores, we talked about that too many times in this show, investment and retirement accounts are not widely taught for Filipino people, leaving many struggling to build their wealth. It's actually a struggle, really. That's the reason why self-education through books, finance podcasts like this, or go to YouTube, and some workshop can actually help bridge this knowledge. We call it the knowledge gap. And then learning how to properly budget, save, and invest is actually essential for achieving this financial stability. Right? So, speaking about budget, mga kaibigan, Budgeting 101, we talked about that too many times in the last 3 years of this show. The best methods for Filipino families, is to understand budgeting 101. Let's talk about 5-30-20 rule. Remember that, guys, right? I'm sorry, the 50-30-20 rule, right? And this is, if you're a beginner, this could actually be working for you. The 50-30-20 rule. This budgeting method actually needs for you to allocate 50% to what you need. For example, rent, mortgage, utilities, groceries, insurance. 50% of your income goes to that. 30%, you look into what you want, like eating out, entertainment, travel, shopping. And the 20% is actually goes to your savings or for debt repayment. For example, mga kaibigan, so if you earn $6,000, a family earns $6,000 per month, $3,000, which is 50%, it has to go to your necessities. 1,800, which is a 30%, it could go to your, for your leisure and personal spending. The 1,200 now is to put into your savings or paying off debt. So that's the 50-30-20 rule. Maybe, for beginners, that's easy to understand. See if there's something that could actually work for you. Or other people, again, these are easy tips like envelope budgeting. Especially for people who are on a cash-based household. Ibig sabihin, you actually use cash money for all of your spending. So this method uses physical cash and then you put it in labeled envelope. So you will have a couple of envelopes. One envelope is for your rent. The next one is for groceries. The other one is for transportation, savings, entertainment, etc. Right? So once an envelope is empty, your spending stops in that category. Remember, you have a lot of envelopes, right? So this technique is particularly effective for those who overspend when using credit cards or debit cards. See, it's very simple, right? It actually could be fun to some people. You actually look into a lot of envelopes, and then you categorize all of these envelopes to different category of your spending: rent, groceries, transportation, savings, etc. Now, if you spend that cash money inside that envelope, bam, you stop spending on that certain category. Well, simple, right? Or let's talk about zero-based budgeting. This is actually for people who are very detailed or technical-oriented planners. Because every dollar, what we're going to do is every dollar of your income is assigned for a very specific purpose. And this actually happens before payday. So again, if a family earns $5,000, a month, every dollar is planned for rent, utilities, savings, investment, and other expenses, ensuring financial accountability. Again, this is for detail-oriented or, a very technical person, because you're going to be looking at every dollar where it's actually going. I don't know if you actually have experienced this when let's talk about your spouses, right? When your spouse will tell you, so, saan napunta yung pera? And then you answer, I don't know, right? So this will actually be able to account for every dollar of your income where it's actually going to go. Now, especially nowadays, there are apps out there that can actually help you achieve this. There are a lot of best, we call this best budgeting apps like Mint. It actually automatically track your expenses, or you need a budget, YNAB, helps assign every dollar a purpose or good budget. This is going to be best for envelope budgeting. You just have to go out there, guys, and look for all of these budgeting apps that can actually help you improve your spending habits and your saving habit as well. Again, speaking about savings, smart saving strategies for big goals, you can actually allot your thinking on how you're going to be doing it, right? So there are a lot of habits there, like pay yourself first, automatic savings plan, right? This is actually one of the best financial habits that you're going to be setting up. Automatic transfers from checking account to your savings immediately after payday. So you pay yourself first. We've heard of this one too many times in your lifetime, right? That you have to pay yourself first. And the rest, that's what's going to go to your expenses. This will actually ensure that savings now becomes a priority instead of an afterthought. Naisip ko lang pero di ko nagawa, right? So the first thing is you pay yourself first. I think this is a good saving strategy for having big goals, right? Another thing, the Filipinos, we can actually have this what we call Ipon Challenge. It's a fun family saving game. I don't know if you guys are doing this, but this could be a good one. So I always think of finance that as a family, you can gamify it. Paglaruan natin, and then we are actually doing some savings together. This is a very structured saving plan, mga kaibigan, where individuals like you and the members of the family, you save a small amount daily or weekly or monthly by gradually increasing savings, and then families can build an emergency fund out of that, or what you call your holiday fund, without even noticing the impact on daily expenses. Actually, that could be a good strategy for you. You call it the Ipon Challenge, and you again, financial strategies, you can actually gamify it, right? Or let's talk about how about opening a 401k or IRA for retirement, employer-sponsored 401k plans. We talked about that too many times in this show as well. They offer free money through employer matching contributions. So if you have a company that matches a 401k, go get it, right? So if you put $1 and they put $1, hey, where can you get 100% increase of your savings right there and there? I'll take it anytime. Now, IRAs, which are the individual retirement accounts, on the other hand, provide tax advantage savings, meaning all of this maximizing these retirement accounts, ensuring a secured financial future. It may be small, I'm telling you guys, but when you see the savings growing, that growth will actually change your mindset. You're going to be telling yourself, wow, it's actually working, right? So again, these are just some smart money moves for Filipino families in the U.S., right? Let's talk about another one. Sinking funds that I want to mention a while ago, right? So for yearly expenses like Christmas and travel, a sinking fund is actually a designated savings account. You have a designated savings account for a predictable yearly expense. Instead of scrambling for money when holiday season or travel plans arrive, the saving a small amount every month will eliminate the stress of these large expenses when the time comes. That's why you call it the sinking fund. Again, that's smart money moves, right? Now, how about investment and growing wealth? I know we are here to earn money. Work here, work there, we're earning money, but are we actually investing and growing that wealth? Let's talk about stock market and index funds. Investing in stocks or investing in index funds builds long-term wealth. Platform like you go out there, you've heard of this one, Fidelity, Vanguard, or even Robinhood. It allows families to invest in the stock market with as little as a very small amount, maybe like $50 when you go out there. Maybe sometimes you just think so big that you tell yourself, oh, I'm not fit for this one. No, look at them, call them, ask questions, research Fidelity, Vanguard, Robinhood, etc. And beginners can actually start with very low risk ETFs, such as, of course, the S&P 500, which I'm sure you've heard of that before. Okay? How about real estate investment, mga kaibigan? Buying a home and rental properties. Owning a home, mga kaibigan, it actually builds equity over time. Real estate investments such as buying rental properties, it actually could provide passive income while increasing your net worth. House hacking, where a family buys a duplex and rents out one unit while you're living on the other. It's actually an effective way to reduce housing costs. Have you actually ever thought about that, right? So you buy this whole duplex, you live on the other one, and the other one is actually being rented out. So it's a very effective way to reduce housing costs. Why not, right? So you guys go out there and research or ask a financial professional and see how they can actually guide you. Do this smart money moves, right? Well, we're Filipinos. We're good at side hustles. Let's talk about that and some passive income. Having additional income stream beyond a full-time job creates financial stability. I always think to myself, or I always tell myself, my 9-to-5 job is what pays the bill. And what happens after 5 is actually what's going to be building my dream. How about that, guys, right? So think about that. I'm going to say it one more time. My 9-to-5 job will actually pay for my bills. And what happens after 5 are the resources that's going to build my dream. Side hustles like freelancing or start an online business, or content creation on platforms like YouTube. These things can actually generate passive income and can actually accelerate wealth building. So think about those guys. Maybe you're so creative. Maybe there's some talent out there that you're just hesitant to do, right? All you have to do is to take that one step, and you're gonna have that passive income that you actually just don't know that you're capable of doing, right? So mga kaibigan, I would want also to talk about how to avoid some financial traps. I know we talked about building your income. Now we talk about, growth, so how to inflate that savings that you actually have. Now we avoid common financial traps. What are this one? Number 1, lifestyle inflation. What do you mean by this? The tendency to increase spending is actually equivalent to when your income actually rise. What do you mean, right? So, umakyat ang income mo, umakyat din ang spending mo. Remember the time that you don't have money, you still survive, right? Now, you earn $1,000, you spend $1,000. Now you earn $5,000, you spend $5,000. Now you earn $10,000 a month. Now you're spending $10,000 a month. But either way, you spend $10,000 a month or $1,000 a month, you're still alive. So again, that's what you call a lifestyle inflation. Keeping expenses low will allow you for more savings and investment. So if you're living off $1,000 before, why not keep it? Now you're earning $10,000 and you're still living $1,000. I'm telling you, you have $9,000 for savings or investment. I'm just giving you a whole picture. You may tell me, hey, Enrico, that's not the case, but you get the point, right? So another thing is a credit card debt. High interest credit card debts hinders financial progress. Paying off balances in full each month, it actually avoids unnecessary interest payments. Always remember, guys, right? You have a credit card. You bought this shirt because it's a sale when you bought it. But then again, remember, the card that you use will actually be charging you interest payment. So, see, you saved it on the shirt, but you're paying it in interest. So think about that, guys. Credit card debt. This will actually hinder financial progress. Another financial trap that I could tell you, if you do not have an emergency fund. What is an emergency fund? We talked about that, right? A lot of times here in the show. Emergency fund. Without at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in savings. Say, for example, guys, you're earning like $5,000 every month, for example. At least you have 3 months of that on your savings. That's for your emergency fund. You don't use that every day. That's only when the emergency time comes. You have money to pull out. So if it's 3 months, well, that's 15,000, right? If it's 6 months, that's 30,000 that you have to put aside as your emergency fund. You call this unexpected expenses, which can actually cause you financial strain if you don't have those emergency funds, right? Well, mga kaibigan, I hope, this short smart money moves can actually trigger you to think about how you'll be able to improve your financial capacity today. Budgeting and savings, it doesn't mean that you are depriving yourself of happiness. It just means that you're making a smart financial move for you to be able to secure a brighter future. Let me talk to you about this one, guys. Let me ask you this. What is a brighter future for you? Think about that. Maybe that's a point that we can start thinking and realizing, yes, I need these smart money moves, by the way, right? Because I would want to secure a brighter future for me and my family. So choosing a budgeting system like automating savings and making informed investments will actually ensure you long-term stability. Again, we were talking about financial traps a while ago, like excessive debts and lifestyle inflation. And, this will actually keep you financially off track. Start small again, I was telling you. I know we would want to save and have the saving immediately to become big. But you don't have to, guys. The first thing that you'll be doing here is to develop your habit of saving. You may have all the money to put on the money aside, but again, you do not have the discipline, that money is going to be gone later on. You just have to to start small and develop that habit. Begin with a budgeting plan, like open a savings account, and then you commit to paying yourself first. Remember? Pay yourself first. Financial security, guys, is a journey. It's not going to happen overnight, but every step forward actually counts. All right, mga kaibigan, I hope you learned something there, because that's all for this episode of In My Toolbox. And of course, I would want to thank you for always tuning in. I would like to tell you, this show has been going on with PHLV for the last 3 years. Yay! right? So, and then, of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until the next episode again, mga kaibigan, for the next 3 years again, every week, stay equipped, keep building your dreams. My name again is Enrico Pobre, signing off. See you next time, Toolbox Crew. Woo!